Welcome to the flowerschool.com video library. I'm Leanne Kessler, Director of the Floral Design Institute, and today I'm here to show you how to create a spectacular centerpiece, all using Stephanotis vines. It's fast, it's easy, and it's so much fun. As professional florists, we're used to getting our Stephanotis in a little plastic box. When we open it up, it has all those beautiful blooms. But did you know that it also comes on a vine? And yes, I have some beautiful vines from SMR today. They're nice and long and drapey, absolutely gorgeous, with all of the blooms just hanging. And this is so much fun to design centerpieces. Yes, when you get those individual blooms in the box, it's not so much fun. They don't really work in a centerpiece. They're fabulous for corsages, boutonnieres, bouquets. But for the centerpieces, there's nothing better than the vines. The base mechanics is a 6-inch orb from the Oasis company, fully saturated so it will give me water, but I don't want it to leak and drip. So I've covered it with pan melt glue on the bottom so that it will give me a solid surface. To do that, I go ahead and I take a wire. Yes, I'm going to be using that too. It's an 18-gauge wire. It's taped with corsage tape. Then fold it in half and give it a twist. It's going to give me a hook that I'll be using in a bit. Then, taking the orb, just dip it so you get the bottom of it. Kind of roll it around. Then you can finish holding it and using a paintbrush, dab it on to get it exactly where you need it if it didn't dip perfectly. So you can get the base covered, which will give you a waterproof seal on the bottom. Then before it dries, take the hook and place it through the glue into the foam, and then using the paintbrush, go back and dab around that hole to make sure it's still a watertight seal. Of course, the mechanics are not attractive, so we want to totally cover those. And for that, I use the U-glue dashes. They will stick to the glue wonderfully. So just a dash, and maybe one more. That'll get me started. Pull them off. And then fascia leaves with the stem removed, because I just need the leaf itself. One leaf covers most of it. Then I'd go back with another dash. And I can even go leaf to leaf, overlapping them. Pulling off the tabs. And then a second leaf, just right up over the top and down. Now it doesn't have to be totally smooth, because as I said it in the vase, all of this will fold up and around. For additional texture and to finish covering the mechanics, we're going to use some springerai and some Italian ruscus, both long and linear. And the springerai is so grand, I can just give it a cut, place it right into the top, and then wrap it around and back around, and then to hold it in place, a pin, just to lock it. Then repeating that with another piece of springerai, maybe doing a little bit of the ruscus at the same time. Inserting them down into the foam, and then wrapping. And you can see it helps lock the leaves into place. And as I bring it up and over again, using a pin and securing it, and then repeat that until you get the whole ball covered with foliage. You may be wondering why I added that hook at the very beginning. Well, that's so that I can add some jewels that will hang down inside the vase. I've got these gorgeous clear jewels that I'm going to suspend, and I use that hook. So you have to find where it is in the foliage, dig it back out because it gets buried, and then just wire directly to the hook all the jewels so that they'll stay in place. And that way I can take it, and when I set it into the vase, just let the jewels fall in and set it in place. To make it easier for you to see, I'm going to bring this down on a lower table. That way you can watch me work. That way you can see a little more of the top. And then to begin, just start with a vine and determine where it looks the best. Maybe let it trail down the side. And then to hold it in place, using a greening pin. And again, just pinning it in. And then using the vine itself, wrap it around and around. And then giving it a fresh cut so it will drink. And insert the stem directly into the foam. And then go back with a second vine. Now this one, the end isn't quite as pretty, so I'm going to cut that off. Give it a cut here. And then it actually can just trail down directly. It doesn't even need to wrap. So just inserting it into the foam, nice and deep, letting it trail. And another. Sometimes you don't get the Stephanotis exactly where you want it. So in that case, you might go ahead and cut a few off, like so. And then you can go back and just insert those where you want them on the ball. So you're enhancing the vine to get it to look exactly the way you want it to. And then go back and continue with the draping until you run out of vines. Time for the finishing touches. Maybe a little bit more of the Springeria asparagus fern, letting it trail with the Stephanotis, just inserting it directly into the orb, trailing down, bring it to the other side. Maybe a little bit of the ruscus, letting it trail down. Adding fullness and texture, and then more of the jewels. And these can just drape right over the top, letting them dangle down. Adding more sparkle. And if they're shorter, like this one, you can just take and put it on a wood pick and insert it directly into the orb. What a glorious centerpiece. It truly is the center of attention, and it's so fragrant. Thank you to SMR for surprising me with such fabulous vines. They're the best I have ever found. Now, Stephanotis in a centerpiece, you can see how easy and fabulous. Care and handling for the individual blooms? Check out our video library at flowerschool.com. It'll show you how to take care of them, and there's more Stephanotis videos there as well. If you have questions, need help, just have a little bit of a concern, don't hesitate to contact us. You can reach us, of course, through the website and then also by telephone at 1-800-819-8089. And now it's your turn to get creative. As you do, take a picture and send it to me. You can use my personal email. It's Leanne, Leanne, at floraldesigninstitute.com. Have fun and do something you love.